Welcome to Slow Home. Too many people live in badly designed houses, and we want to change that.
This is day 76 of the Slow Home Project, and we need you to join us in our quest to evaluate the design quality of houses in 9 North American cities in 9 months. This week, we are analyzing single-family houses in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area, and today, everyone needs to analyze as many single-family houses as possible. So far in Dallas, you have analyzed 294 different projects.
Wow, that's great.
I know.
It's lots.
Let's see if we can upload another 150 this week.
I think we can do that. Everyone's really good at posting on Mondays.
That's right, particularly because next week we get a week off to do the analysis.
So today
stuff.
we want double the volume.
That's right.
So we're going to look today at one house. It's called the Mirabella. The development is called the Enclave at Bluffview, and it's in Dallas. It's 3,488 square feet. It's 4 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms, and it didn't score very good on the slow home test. So it's going to be interesting to look at this.
Exactly. Yeah, we just thought it would be something fun to have a look at. If you haven't been doing the slow home project with us, you get a sense of what everybody's doing on the site. And as I said again, everybody needs to go out and find those projects and post them onto the Slow Home Project site. So let's have a look. It's by Grand Homes, as Matthew mentioned. There's the site. It's actually really interesting because it's scored well in location. It's actually taking an old piece of land near Love Field and turning it into 16 different lot sites. So it's actually pretty cool. I think from a location point of view, it gets 3 points, which is really the exception in single-family houses, for sure. Unfortunately, I don't think it did so well in the environmental performance.
There wasn't much information.
No, plus, look at this. I mean, the north arrow is that way, and most of the lots are facing east-west, which is not the right orientation.
For Dallas, you're going to get lots of heat gain.
No, that's right. So unfortunately, doesn't do so well in the environmental performance. Siting, on the other hand, I think it actually is doing pretty well. There's only 16 lots.
It's pretty simple and it's pretty modest, I'd say, and there's not a lot of sort of the lots are pretty consistent.
That's right.
A lot of developments we see kind of pie-shaped or weird-shaped lots and houses crashing up against each other, but this looks like everything's pretty regularized.
That's right. So now we get to organization, and this is where I think some of the problems start to emerge. It's 2 stories, and the master's on the main floor, and I have problems with this. First of all, the sort of the diagonal geometry. For no particularly good
reason. There's a lot of internal circulation. That hallway is a weird shape.
That, and plus this.
Wow.
Plus you've got to get all the way from there, and then there's the stair.
So this house has got a really wide footprint. Like you can see the scale of it with the double garage, and I mean, it's just got a lot of width on it.
That's right, because you've still got a big living room and the 2-car garage. Not much of an entry, but you do have an entry. And I don't think you really, you don't really need to do that.
No, I don't understand why they would do that. I think they're probably reacting to the fact they've got a lot of square footage to work with, so they've got to do something kind of different in the plan.
To make it look different?
To make it look different. They crank that 45-degree angle. But look, the thing that I don't like about it is that hallway space in the center.
No.
It changes width. It's weird. It's
right
like,
in here.
It's going to be pitch black. Think about that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, moving on, I think we can give it a 0 for organization.
No argument for me on that
entry,
one.
The entry is really bad. It's the entry for a 2,200 square foot townhouse. To come in like that right into the living space. Where's the closet?
Yeah, I mean it's really bad, and having that little tile transition on the floor to sort of signify it's just the width of the door. It's really lame.
It's inappropriate.
It is inappropriate for the size of the house.
So, and then we've got living space. We've actually got this space, which isn't so bad. It's got a focus, it looks outside. Then you've got this space, which I don't think is particularly useful. And then on the second floor, you've got this huge game room, which is, I don't know,
But it's also, you have to understand, like I had to look at this, but it's open to below on 2 sides, right?
That way, and I think that way, they're not really talking about that, but it has to be, otherwise you're going outside.
It has to be, because the stairs there, right? So think about that. So you've got, an upstairs rec room or whatever where kids are going to be playing, and the noise is going to travel over the 2 other more formal spaces in the house. Like, what a dumb thing to do.
Well, and it's also a kind of supersized space. This is really cheap space to build. It's just extra space. It inflates the size of the house, but there's no quality. Without a lot of quality. I don't think that it's...
Can we go back to the main floor for a sec?
Yeah, of course.
Because I think, again, this is that whole situation again where you've got that really, when you subtract the entry, you've actually got a really small formal living room that is...
That's right.
It's narrow, and so it's only going to have a little bit of room for furniture, and then everybody's going to be spending all their time in that great room,
which is pretty nice.
Yeah,
that room back there, I don't mind. I don't like the fact, again, this goes back to the
diagonal,
why it goes out and looks into the rear in the next yard. neighbor's yard. But that's a smallish point, I think.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Outdoor living. It doesn't talk about
No.
outdoor living, and I get concerned when you see again this little
They're
over
trying to get
here.
a side yard.
What's it doing?
I know. It's oriented to the side yard.
No.
It's weird. Part of that is because the master bedroom is taking up the rear yard.
That's right, and I don't think we can give it the points for that.
I agree.
Kitchen?
The kitchen's too big. It's supersized.
It is supersized.
It's one of those double huge walk around kitchens where you've got in the triangle's massive.
Well, and
you're going to get a workout just walking around
right?
there.
So you actually have to walk around. It's not really a triangle.
But think about using that, having to mom's going to be in great shape running around in there. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it really is strange.
0 for the kitchen.
0.
Dining. I'm going to give the dining, I think, points.
Why is that?
Well, I think first of all that the formal dining room back here does have a window, so it gives it a center for the room. It makes sense. Where this is too tight, I think the formal dining room. I'm not sure you need a formal dining room, but if you do, I think that it's reasonably organized with respect to the entry.
Yeah.
The circulation in that window. And then the breakfast room, I think it's actually not a bad size.
No, considering some of the ones that we've seen where you can't really fit a table or there's a door swing or
Or
something
it's
that crashes
supersized,
it.
right? In Toronto, the single family houses there had huge breakfast rooms that were the same size as the dining room. I think this is kind of nice. I like the way that it's got that little window there.
Yeah.
I think it's decently organized to everything.
Yeah.
I like that. I think it needs something.
We need to give it some points, right?
Bedrooms.
Okay, so I had to laugh at this. So the master bedroom, let's draw the bed in. Because it's to scale. Okay, look at that. Okay, that's a king, right?
Yeah.
So we've got a king bed. Look at all the floor space. And then...
Where are the windows?
Yeah, lots of wall, little bit of window, and then that huge 45-degree angle wall coming down one side. What a disaster.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, no, it really is. And the other bedrooms, they're okay.
But they're the proportion. For so much square footage, I would have preferred to see better proportion bedrooms.
That's right. These are
And you don't need that
narrow,
45-degree
right?
angle to get into those. You've got enough room to work it out.
That's right. This one's okay.
Yeah.
These two are getting too narrow, and it's because we've got this huge
Double
empty space, right?
I mean,
it's just kind of dumb.
It is dumb.
Bathrooms.
Okay, let's go back to the master on the main floor. I have to have a laugh at the tub. I think the tub on that 45-degree angle is terrible. And then we've again got 2 little sinks.
Yeah.
And the shower's right by the entry to the bedroom, but there's no door.
There's no door.
So la da 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 da, showering in the morning, and all the steam's going to go into that room. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
No.
And then look at the toilet room. The shape of that. It's angled to get that 45-degree angle for the hallway. I mean, it's so unfunctional.
Yeah. Study. There is no study. 3,400 square foot house. I think it should have a study, particularly if it's got all that extra wasted space. So I think that's a 0.
Yeah, I would agree.
There's not very often that we do that.
Yeah.
And then the laundry.
It's too small for the
Again,
size of the house.
that's like a 2,200 square foot
I know.
house.
It's
right?
something you would. Looks like it's jammed in, and there's
Yeah.
not enough room to do laundry, and the location with the door is not good. And what's the space? There's no closet space.
No.
Is that where you put your recycling or something? I don't know.
No, and the parking, sure, that 2-car garage, it's
Yeah.
reasonable. I think it gets the point. I think the thing about this house is that when you look at the laundry and you look at the entry and you look at some of those other features, it's really a small house plan that's just been supersized, right?
Yeah, I agree with that, because if you look at the entry, the laundry, they look like they're designed for a 2,400 square foot house. Then you have a giant master bedroom and a giant kitchen, but there's no more functionality in any of that.
No, and the whole front of the house with the small living room and those 2 small bedrooms, it's the sort of small thing, and then it kind of balloons out into the back.
Yeah.
This house scored a 7 out of 20, which is not particularly good. It makes it pretty darn fast. And I guess it's saved. It goes into the moderately fast category because of that.
Because of the
good
siting and the location.
siting.
So if someone had been able to design a better house for that site,
Could
we
be
would
great.
have all been better off. So
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. So we've also got an announcement for this coming Saturday in our visit to Toronto.
Yeah, so John and I are going to be there. We would like to meet all the slow homers on Saturday, April 10th, between 2 and 4 o'clock. And we picked a place. It's the Mill Street Brew Pub in the Distillery District. So if you guys can come down, we would really, really like to meet all the slow homers from the Toronto area.
Exactly. It would be great. There's a link to the location
On
the
the
website and on the Facebook page. So tell all your friends and come on down. And as we said,
We'll buy a
the
drink.
First drink.
First drink.
All right. See you tomorrow.